Welcome, fellow entrepreneurs and service providers. Today we're diving deep into a topic that can make or break your business: how you price your services. It's not just about slapping a number on your work, it's about strategically choosing the right pricing model for each client and project. We're talking about hourly rates, fixed prices, and retainer agreements, three distinct approaches, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Understanding these models, and more importantly, knowing when to apply them, is absolutely crucial for both your profitability and your client satisfaction. Many businesses fall into common pitfalls by selecting the wrong strategy, leading to undercharging, client frustration, or even project failures. This tutorial is essential because it will equip you with the knowledge to identify which pricing model best suits different client types and project scopes. By the end of our discussion, you'll be able to maximize your earnings, minimize client disputes, and build stronger, more sustainable client relationships. We're here to help you avoid those common mistakes that lead to undercharging or, conversely, to clients feeling overcharged and undervalued. This isn't just theory, it's practical advice designed to transform your business interactions. Let's break down the core concepts of each model. First, we have the per hourly quo model. This is where the client pays you for the actual time you spend working on their project. The biggest advantage here is flexibility, making it ideal for projects where the scope isn't fully defined or is likely to evolve. It feels inherently fair when the amount of work is unknown. However, the downsides include a potential perceived lack of value from the client's perspective, as they are essentially paying for your time, not a specific outcome. Clients might also meticulously monitor your time, and if not managed properly, it can lead to scope creep becoming your problem. Hourly rates are best suited for early-stage projects, consulting engagements, ongoing maintenance, or any scenario where the scope is genuinely undefined or highly iterative. Next up is the key fixed price model. With this approach, the client pays a set, predetermined amount for a clearly defined deliverable. The primary benefit here is predictability for both parties. Everyone knows the cost up front, and expectations are clear. For you, it incentivizes efficiency, as you profit more by completing the work faster than estimated. The challenge, however, is the risk you undertake as the provider if the scope isn't meticulously tight. It can be difficult to adjust for changes without friction, and clients might find it restrictive if their needs evolve. Fixed pricing is best for well-defined projects with specific deliverables, especially for clients who have strict budgets and value cost certainty above all else. Finally, we have the per retainer model. This involves the client paying a recurring fee for ongoing access to your services or a dedicated block of your time each month. The advantages are significant: predictable income for you and a built-in long-term relationship with the client, who also benefits from priority access and consistent support. On the flip side, you need to consistently deliver value to justify the recurring fee, and if not carefully balanced, it can lead to either underutilization of your time or overcommitment on your part. Retainers excel for ongoing support, strategic partnerships, regular content creation, or when you're essentially acting in a fractional role for a client. You might be asking, won't clients always want the cheapest option? Not necessarily. It's about communicating value, not just cost. How do I estimate fixed prices accurately? That comes down to thorough discovery and detailed scoping, which we'll explore. And is one model always better? Absolutely not. The key takeaway from this initial overview is to reflect on your current pricing strategies. Are you inadvertently choosing models that don't align with your projects or clients? Identify potential areas for improvement based on these fundamental definitions. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. Now let's move beyond definitions and delve into the crucial art of matching these models to specific client types and project scenarios. This is where the real strategy comes into play, enabling you to optimize your engagements and truly serve your clients effectively while protecting your own bottom line. We'll analyze various client needs and characteristics, then apply the most suitable pricing model. First, consider Client Type 1, the uncertain or exploratory client. These are typically new businesses, startups, or established companies embarking on entirely new ventures. Their vision might be somewhat unclear, requirements are often evolving, and there's a high need for flexibility as they navigate uncharted territory. For this type of client, the hourly model is almost always the best fit. Why? Because it allows for iterative development, extensive discovery, and avoids premature fixed-price commitments that would inevitably lead to constant change orders and potential friction. Imagine a startup needing help defining their core brand strategy. Initially, they might not even know what questions to ask. An hourly arrangement allows you to collaboratively explore their needs, refine their vision, and pivot as new information emerges, all while ensuring you are compensated for your time and expertise. A practical tip here is to establish clear check-ins and agree on budget caps to manage their expectations and prevent any surprises down the line. This builds trust and transparency. Next, we have Client Type 2, the budget-conscious or fixed-scope client. These clients often come with clear deliverables in mind, a strict budget they must adhere to, and a strong aversion to open-ended costs. Predictability is their highest value. For them, the FAM-on fixed-price model is the ideal solution. It provides absolute financial certainty, which is incredibly reassuring for them, and it strongly encourages a detailed scope definition up front. This reduces financial risk for the client and allows them to plan their budget with confidence. A perfect practical example would be a small business needing a standard 5-page informational website. The requirements are generally well understood and the deliverables are concrete. Our key tip for you in this scenario is to invest heavily in the discovery phase. Define the scope meticulously, leaving no room for ambiguity, to avoid scope creep that could eat into your profit margins later. Finally, let's look at TAME Client Type 3, the long-term partner or ongoing support client. These clients require continuous support, value consistent access to your expertise, and are often seeking a strategic advisor rather than a one-off service provider. They have recurring needs that align with a sustained relationship. For these clients, the high retainer model shines. It ensures consistent income for you, which is fantastic for business stability, and it guarantees dedicated time and priority for the client, fostering deeper, more strategic relationships. Think of a marketing agency managing a client's ongoing social media presence, or a fractional CFO providing monthly financial guidance. The relationship is built on consistent, proactive engagement. A crucial tip here is to clearly define what is included and, just as importantly, what is excluded in the retainer agreement. This prevents misunderstandings and ensures everyone is on the same page regarding expectations and deliverables. Beyond specific client types, certain project-specific scenarios also lean towards particular models. Consider Scenario 1, new feature development for existing software. You might start with an initial discovery phase billed hourly to clarify the unknown requirements, then transition to a fixed price for the actual development once the scope is firmly established. This hybrid approach leverages the strengths of both models. For a Scenario 2, content creation, such as regular blog posts, you could offer a per-post fixed price for individual pieces or a monthly retainer for a set number of posts, providing ongoing, predictable content delivery. And for Scenario 3, strategic consulting, a new hourly rate for an initial assessment or deep dive makes sense, followed by a retainer for ongoing guidance and sustained impact. This brings us to the concept of hybrid models, which often offer the best of both worlds for complex engagements. For instance, a retainer agreement might include a certain block of hours, with any time exceeding that block billed at an hourly rate. This provides the client with predictable core costs while allowing for flexibility when extra work is needed. You might be wondering, what if a fixed-price project goes over scope? This is precisely why having a clear change order process is vital. Communicate transparently, explain the impact of the requested changes, and agree on revised costs before proceeding. Or, how do I transition a client from an hourly to a retainer model? This usually involves demonstrating the long-term value you provide, showcasing how a retainer offers more consistent support and strategic partnership than ad hoc hourly work. Your actionable takeaway for this section is simple yet powerful. For your next client inquiry, consciously try to identify which client type they fit and which pricing model naturally aligns with their needs. This deliberate choice will set you up for greater success. Now that you understand how to match pricing models to client types and project scenarios, the next critical step is to master the implementation and optimization of your chosen model. This isn't just about picking a strategy, it's about executing it flawlessly to ensure profitability and client satisfaction. Let's break down the step-by-step process for each model. First, for POPAM. Hourly projects. Clear and consistent management is key. You must set clear rates based on your experience, the value you deliver, and current market standards. Don't undersell yourself. Secondly, utilize transparent tracking. By employing reliable time-tracking software such as Toggle or Clockify, this provides irrefutable proof of your work. Thirdly, ensure regular reporting by providing clients with detailed time reports and progress updates. This fosters trust and keeps them informed. Fourth, always discuss budgeting and alerts with your client, agreeing on budget caps and implementing alerts when you approach those limits. This prevents sticker shock. Finally, send consistent, clear invoices, TT says, with detailed breakdowns of hours and tasks performed. Clarity here is paramount. Moving on to fixed-price projects. The emphasis shifts to meticulous planning and clear agreements. Your first step is thorough discovery. Conduct in-depth meetings with the client to define every single aspect of the project, leaving no stone unturned. Next, create a detailed scope of work. Document. This is your Bible outlining all deliverables, timelines, and responsibilities for both parties. Crucially, engage in contingency planning by building a buffer into your fixed price, typically 10–20%, for any unexpected issues or minor adjustments. This protects your profit margin. Establish a clear change order process for handling any scope changes or additional requests. This is vital to avoid scope creep. Lastly, break down the project into cut milestone payments, linking payments to specific, tangible achievements. This provides financial security for you and visible progress for the client. 4. Retainer projects. The focus is on long-term value and predictable service. Begin by defining services clearly, specifying exactly what is included in the retainer, the expected output, and your time commitment. Next, set the term and renewal conditions, detailing the duration of the agreement and how it will be renewed. This provides stability. Schedule regular check-ins to review progress, discuss new needs, and plan future steps. Consistent communication reinforces the partnership. Provide value reporting that demonstrates the impact of your work through KPIs or other relevant metrics, reinforcing the client's investment. Finally, consider including flexibility clauses in your agreement, allowing for adjustments to the retainer scope or terms if the client's needs evolve. Beyond the specifics of each model, several key considerations apply universally. Always use contractual agreements that are written and legally sound, outlining all terms, scope, and payment schedules. Maintain open and frequent communication with your clients. It's the bedrock of any successful relationship. Clearly articulate your whole value proposition. Regardless of the pricing model you choose, clients need to understand why they are paying you. And don't shy away from whole client education. Help them understand why a particular model is the best fit for their specific situation. You should also know when to reevaluate or switch models. If client needs change significantly, or if the project scope expands beyond the initial agreement, it's time to revisit your pricing. If you consistently find yourself undercharging or over-delivering, your current model might not be serving you. And certainly, if the client relationship becomes strained due to pricing misunderstandings, a change might be necessary. In the summary of key learnings, Remember, there is no single best model. Success depends entirely on the client and the project. Understanding your client's needs is paramount, and clear communication, alongside detailed contracts, are non-negotiable foundations for any successful engagement. As extra tips for success: don't be afraid to say no to a project that doesn't align with your preferred model or expertise. Continuously refine your estimation skills, as accurate forecasting is a superpower. And always seek feedback from clients on their pricing experience to continuously improve your approach. For your next steps, take some time to review your current client roster and identify opportunities to apply these models more strategically. Practice articulating the benefits of each model to potential clients, aligning your proposals with their specific needs, and consider downloading sample contract templates for each model to customize for your own business. By implementing these strategies, you'll build more profitable, sustainable, and satisfying client relationships.